All right, everyone, we're finally live. Oh my goodness. If I look different directions, I've got a few streams going on here. But welcome to Wednesday. Sorry, we had some tech issues here. My computer decided it was going to do updates at the last minute, and they were like the long updates too, of course, and I couldn't exit out of them. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. For any of you who are actually working today, I know this week and next week are the hardest week for employers and employees. Right? We always question giving people off these last 2 weeks because everyone's just so focused on the holidays, on Christmas and the New Year that they usually don't put a whole lot of efforts into into their work. And so I know at a couple places we really fought to have these 2 weeks off. So if you're working, thank you for working and make sure you're working hard. Who does, though, relate to not working so hard or putting as much effort in? You're so focused on the gifts and everything. I know I've been there. So anyways, but if this is your first time attending one of my lives, I want you to know that you're in for a ride today. So you jumped in on a good one. I'm here, though, every single Wednesday morning, usually at 8:30 and on Mountain Standard Time. And we discuss such a wide variety of topics that relate to everything career, but also resume tips, LinkedIn mindsets, but also things like health and wellness too, because if you are not mentally there, then what happens? Then if you're not mentally there, how can you be available for a company or for your family or for your neighbors, anything like that, right? So today's topic, if any of you have looked at any of the little notes there, it's job identity. It actually this topic today came from me reflecting on my own corporate career and a sabbatical I actually took about 6 years ago. I was doing all the things. I was consulting for a large national organization, helping them find financial, operational, training gaps, and I loved it, okay? I absolutely loved it, but I was also under a lot of pressure from the company, right? Trying to do all the things and from myself. Did you know, guys, too, that we end up putting a lot more pressure on ourselves than any other person or company? Yeah, but many people, guys, as I've noticed personally and professionally, and maybe you're one of them, so just take a deep breath if you are, find themselves incredibly unhappy with their jobs, despite working hard their entire life to get to the position that they're in, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing, okay? Hating your job is one thing, okay? That's one thing, is hating your job. But when you so closely identify with your work that hating your job actually means hating yourself, there's a problem, okay? It means you can't separate the two. Now, of course, there's going to be times times throughout your career and in your job that you're going to have a hard time separating, yes. But what I don't want you to do is to identify so incredibly closely, that's what I did in my career, where it makes you vulnerable to a painful identity crisis if you burn out, if you get laid off, if you retire. Okay, it happened to me. I got burned out. I was frustrated. I was overwhelmed. And at the same time, I was bored. I wasn't challenged either. Okay, I felt like I was doing things over and over, the same things over and over and over, right? And so I was like, well, step back. I'm going to take a sabbatical. And I found that the first couple weeks, they were great. It's like, oh, I get to do all these fun things. Yay, right? I don't have to report to anyone but myself. And what happened with that, as any of you who have been on a sabbatical or even you taking a long vacation, I wasn't prepared for oh my goodness, who am I? Now what do I do? Oh, I can only read so many books and go on so many coffee dates with friends and work out so much and take so many classes. And, I didn't watch a lot of TV, but, some people are like, how many TV shows can I watch, right? And I started to break down because my identity was in my job, okay? Ethan, not right now. No, daddy is available. Go. Thank you. So individuals in these situations, they frequently suffer from, and this is perfectly okay, that if you relate to one of these, okay, they suffer from anxiety, depression, and despair. Okay, so by claiming back some of your time for yourself and diversifying your activities and relationships, you can build a much more balanced and robust identity in line with your values. That's important, your values, right? So incredibly important. Hold on, they left the door open. Okay. So my apologies there. So I don't want you guys to get to that point. And if you are in that point, don't worry, okay? Do not worry, please, okay? Okay, we want to be able to get back your time. So here's some quick stats for all of you data-driven people. I know who you are, and if you're not, I don't know who you are. Announce yourself for that. But some quick stats for you is over 60% of people actually place their identity in their job. Listen to that again. Over 60% of people that work place their identity in their job, and then 30% claim they have no identity. Okay, we've got to realize that a job is important. Okay, we were designed to work, guys, and called to not be lazy. Okay, you got it? But you have got to enjoy your calling. Okay, because it's no one else's calling but yours. Okay, so when we have the courage, and I know it can be so hard these days. Okay, and trust me, I've been there too throughout all of this in 2020. Okay, but when we have the courage to just lay all that junk down, the stuff that's actually stressing us out, that's burning us out, that's frustrating us, that's angering us about our jobs, when we lay that all down, we take a breather, good things do start to happen, guys, okay? Trust me. And since it's Christmas time, I want to briefly bring up the Christmas story because it is so incredibly important to me and to this world, okay? So if you don't celebrate Christmas, don't tune me out. There's a story behind the story that relates directly to your job and your career. So sorry if you can hear my kids and husband in the background. They've got music going on, they're singing, they're doing whatever. So please don't get distracted. But okay, in the Christmas story, there were three kings or magi, right? They traveled to Bethlehem, right? Anyone wonder where that song came from? Right? We, three kings of Orient, are bearing gifts. They traveled so far, right? Orient suggests China, right? You think about that, it suggests China. Do any of us really think about that, right? And think about where like China is and Bethlehem, okay? If you've ever look at a map, right? Like that's way far, okay? So, but you also think about this. Back then, these magi, these kings, they had jobs, okay? They had jobs. They'd left those jobs behind for a moment to go see a baby. Okay, they saw that there was something else more important than their jobs. They didn't quit their job. Okay, they didn't say, woohoo, we're not working anymore. They took what they valued, aligned with themselves. Okay, they took a break from their work to focus on something that's more important. Okay, so stay with me here. Okay, stay with me. They're like, where are you going, right? But when they saw the baby, okay, what did they do? They rejoiced. They were fired up. They were excited. Okay, the experience changed them. The relaxation changed them. Hold on one second here. Okay, my sincere apologies there. But okay, but they focused on something other than their jobs. Okay, their jobs were not their identity. Their jobs were not their lives. Okay, then they went back to their homes. They went back really far to their homes. But they changed how they viewed their work. It wasn't just about work anymore. It was about the rest of their life. Okay. Now, we all have had a job. We have a job or we had a job, right? And something about that situation has changed or altered, and that's okay. Think about this. How are you reacting to that alteration? Are you moaning and groaning over losing a job? Are you like, oh, now what do I do? Oh, I'm in a toxic environment. Oh my goodness, I hate my boss. Why should I go to work every day? I got to get out of this company now. I want you to stop. I want you to think about, what do you value? Because if you value your job or your money from the job more than most things in life, guess what? Your identity is in your job. Okay. And when that job's gone, you're lost, aren't you? You are completely lost. Okay. Not cool. Not cool at all, right? Okay. So here's the thing, work is supposed to be incredibly fun and incredibly fruitful. You will be happy. I want you to know you will be happy in your job if you're doing work the right way, the honest way, in alignment with who you, right? Who you were designed to be. Okay. We talk about that all the time here. But work is only a part of your life. All you workaholics out there, and I'm calling you out because I was and still can be one of them, okay? But it's only a part of your life. You got to stop. You're setting yourself up for failure and setting such a terrible example for those around you, okay? Your colleagues, your employees, your family members, right? You're not setting boundaries, okay? You're not for yourself, for those around you, okay? There's always going to be more work to do, always, right? Here's one point that I want to make very, very clear, especially for those of you who say you hate your bosses or you're in a toxic work environment. Okay? And this may sting a little bit, okay? Hi, Ashwana, how are you doing? Hi, Ashwani. And so here's the point. No one ever said that work is going to be fun and easy all the time. No one ever said that it's only going to last a day, right? It's the bad parts, right? No one said that the people you work with are going to be easy to deal with every day, right? There's going to be many, many days and even weeks, okay, where no fruit is going to be produced, right? You're going to be maybe even months, okay? You're going to go about, like, let's use an old adage, right, of tilling your soil over and over and over. You're doing the right things, okay? So don't get down on yourself like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. Oh my goodness, this company stinks. Oh my goodness, it's toxic. Oh my goodness. But let's change our response, right? Okay? Just like some of you in your job search, oh, I'm doing all the right things, Vanessa. Oh my goodness. But nothing's being produced, no fruit's being produced, or at least you think so. Okay? You guys, we all are incredibly selfish. We were born that way. And I know it stinks sometimes, right? We look at our kids, we're like, oh my goodness, you guys are selfish. We're selfish. We want things to work out for ourselves. We want to be not in a toxic environment anymore. We want a job that pays the bills or gets us nice things or whatever. We want to be known for something, right? Okay. But did we ever think that if all we do each day is bring a smile and a good work ethic and excitement to our job, whatever that job may be, even if you don't have one right now, you still have a job to find a job. You have a job to be a parent, a friend, a sibling, okay? A spouse, a member of the community. You still have a job, okay? But did you ever think that if you bring those things, that smile, that good work ethic, that excitement, okay, that consistency to your work every day, no matter what, that perhaps one day that environment might not be so toxic, that one day you'll get that job, that one day your boss may not be so terrible, right? Let's speak about that terrible boss for a moment. Like, how about reaching out to them and caring by doing your work to your fullest, even though you may not be rewarded, even though you think they don't see it, even though they may not acknowledge it, even though they may say some mean or nasty things to you, okay? Why don't you actually reach out and encourage them? Stop being so selfish about, oh, they're not doing it for me. Hey, Bob, you're doing such a great job at your work. I am so happy to be working here. Thank you for all that you do behind the scenes that I may not see every day. Whoa, they may start to soften up, right? So let me ask you this too. How many of you have been lying awake at night and you're struggling to sleep because your mind is racing with all the whys and the what's next? And oh my goodness, I'm so lost. It's futile to believe, guys, that we're going to get rid of all the stuff around us, every one of our circumstances. Okay, guys, 2020, before that, whatever's going to come next. Okay, until you lay down all that junk and you focus on the things that you're supposed to be in alignment with, you're not going to enjoy the process. Okay, if you've been woe is me over this past year, oh my goodness, this year is terrible. Okay, when the clock clicks over to midnight after 2021, 20 to 2021, it's not going to go away. Okay, so you have to remember, like, your plans aren't always the plans that are in store for you. Okay, you're in what you're in, yes, because of things that you have done, but also because you need to be in that. Okay, so don't get frustrated when things don't go your way, because they're usually not your way anyways. There's another plan, okay? So we wonder today why there's so many, especially this year, right? There's been so many mental issues that are going on, right? The culture around us just has been for years rewarding longer work hours with raises and prestige and promotions. And oh my goodness, the title of busy. I hate that word, by the way. I hate it, okay? It's not right. How about we start rewarding all of those people out there who put in the work, who set the boundaries, okay, and offer their value, their solutions, and close the gap, okay? So here's going to be some practical tips. Oh, I'm so happy, Jessica, you love your boss. I'm so happy. I've had some great bosses too. So here's some practical tips of what I want you to do if you're struggling with that job identity, okay? So first, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Okay. So number one, how much do you think about your job outside the office? And I know we're all in our office at home right now, but how much do you think about your job once the day's over? Or your job search? Are you setting boundaries in that, right? Is your mind frequently consumed with work-related thoughts or job search-related thoughts? Okay. And also, here's another question that relates to that number one is it difficult to participate in conversations with other people that are not about your work? Ooh, right? Here's a second thing I want you to do too. Think about, how do you describe yourself, and how much of this description is tied up with your job, your title, your company? Think about, are there other ways that you can describe yourself? And how quickly do you tell people you've just met about your job? So many people, right? When there was all the networking meetings, think about this, right? Okay, so what do you do? Oh, well, I'm this title, operations manager at this company, right? How about, for me, I'm a wife and mom first. I am a member, I am a community member in Phoenix, Arizona. No one says that stuff, and we should, okay? And then the third question I want you to ask yourself is, where do you spend most of your time? And has anyone ever complained to you that you are in the office or you work too much? That one's a hard one. It was hard for me to soak in. It was hard for me to say, people were like, oh my goodness, you work too much. Oh my goodness, you work too much. And I was like, no, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I was being stubborn. And I was not listening to those around me, okay? Here's a fourth thing that I want you to think about. Do you have hobbies outside of work that do not directly involve your work-related skills? So what that means is, are you able to consistently spend time exercising other parts of your brain? Do you? For example, so I worked in engineering and operations, okay? I, at first, was doing things that had to do with engineering and operations. Oh, here, I'm going to help, do STEM, way back before it was called STEM, guys, okay? I'm going to go help young girls do their engineering stuff, right? That was still in my realm of work. I had to say, no, okay, I'm going to do art. I'm going to paint. I'm going to play piano. I'm going to draw. I'm going to do gardening. Do you see how that is exercising the other part of my brain, right? You need to do the same thing too, okay? So if these questions I just asked you cause you to worry about the degree to which your job has influenced your identity, it's okay, okay? I want you to know it's okay, all right? Because there's things that you can do to initiate change. We always have the opportunity to change, guys. That's the thing. The only person holding you back is you, okay? And you can accomplish these things on your own, the whole DIY thing, or you can do it with the help of a professional who understands those challenges that you're facing, okay? If you choose to do it on your own, here's 3 things that have worked for me, okay? And have worked for many other clients that I've been working with over the past few years, okay? First thing, start small. Okay, everyone thinks that we have to, oh my goodness, solve world hunger. Guys, start small. So find activities outside of work, okay, that's, some hobbies you've had your eyes on, all right? You don't have to commit to anything long-term. The idea is to start exploring new things that you may want to integrate into your life and your identity, okay? So for example, if you want to exercise more, you're not going to sign up for a marathon, right? Let's say you haven't exercised in years. You're not going to go jump into it, right? But what you can do is start walking every day, walk around your block, or take a workout break in the family room, just, during lunchtime or something like that, just a few times a week, find a workout program like online or something and be like, hey, yeah, right here, I'm going to try this out. Small changes, guys. They're easier to stick with over time, right? There's a book that I repetitively have stated over the last few months. It's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And it's been around for years, but it's those little things that are compounded, right? Compiling interest over time that end up in a beautiful cycle of improvement and commitment, okay? Second thing you can do is, if those questions of identity are bothering you, is rebuild your network, okay? Reach out to friends, reach out to family members, okay? Revitalize your social circles, okay? And when you do that, what I want you to do is I want you to end up, you're going to have fun, okay? All of you really sticklers like, can't have fun, gotta work. Chill out, relax. You're going to have fun because you're also going to establish a support network for yourself. Even just reaching out by like text or email. What I mean by revitalizing is, like some of these people are commenting, is you're reaching out to people you haven't talked to in a while. Okay. And when you do that, it actually strengthens your relationships. It doesn't take much, right? For all of us, we're adults out here. Recent research has stated that just having, as an adult, 3 to 5 close friends, and shoot, man, I don't know about you, but I don't even have 5 close friends. I've got more like the 3. It's associated with the highest levels of life satisfaction. It is. Think about that. You have, and it's not like when we were younger and it's all these, how many friends can you have? How many people, right? Nowadays it's the likes, right? How many friends on social media do I have? No, it's about building not wide relationships. It's about going deep with a few people and rebuilding that network. Okay. You never know what can come out of them. All right. And then the third thing that has worked for me and clients over the past is decide what is important to you. Okay. I want you to establish, if you haven't already, and review your principles and your values. Okay. What is most important to you in a job, in life? Okay. Think about what you care about and let those priorities guide you towards what's next. Don't let, Susie over here tell you that working out 7 days a week is important if it's not important to you. For maybe she does for 2 hours a day. I don't know, right? Find out what is important to you. Only you, okay? And I really don't want you to go about this on your own. I really don't. And, oh yes, Jessica, yeah, you're a law clerk and working on your MBA. Yeah, you got to slow down. And this is what I tell people who are going to get their MBA too, is what value do you feel that it's going to bring to you and to other organizations? Is it really going to be important, or is it going to be something that is just going to put a title on, or you hope that it's going to bring in more money? Okay, that's something I really want to make sure that you are aware of, right? Because, right, prepping cases, like you said, it's time consuming. Okay, it really is. So I don't want you guys to do this alone. I don't want you to get to the point where I got to, where your job is in your identity, and that professional failure, right? Because you're going to fail, kills you because of it. Okay. Because you're going to have something happen in your professional career. We all do, whether it's getting laid off, whether it's furloughed, whether it's a demotion, whether something. Okay. So This is why I have my Facebook groups and my LinkedIn groups, because they keep us accountable. They provide you with tips and tricks, not only from myself, but other professionals that join in, and you guys too. Okay. I want you to join in, please. We weren't designed to do life alone or work alone. We're designed with intent to work together and to enjoy the fruits of our labor together all the days of our lives, okay? So if you're looking for that, I want you to message me. I want you to comment on this video, okay? I'll get you in. Let's build a family so strong that we don't need to tie our identity to our jobs anymore, okay? But we tie our identity to a purpose, a calling that is so much greater than we could ever go at alone, that we absolutely have to have each other, okay? So if anyone has any questions, you can please go ahead and put them in the chat there. I'll be sure to answer them. But I also want to tell you guys, Merry Christmas. Take the next few days and spend it with your family. Do not think about work, please. It's important. Yes, we were designed to do it, but it's not so incredibly important that it should steal away from that time with your friends and family, okay? So spend time with those that you love this week. Relationships are incredibly important, even if it's hard. I know sometimes the holidays can be really hard for people, but guys, remember this: hard work always bears the best fruit. All right, guys, have a good one. And again, Merry Christmas.